To the breaking news we've been following this morning, the fatal shooting in Midtown Manhattan of the CEO of United Healthcare. And we are now expecting a briefing with the New York's police commissioner about this shooting just next hour. According to CNBC, the shooting's believed to be a targeted attack on Brian Thompson, again, the CEO of United Healthcare. Here's what one witness told WNBC about the scene.
I was holding my phone, then I hear the shot, And when I look at the guy was a gun, like, the silent gun, got like a black gun. And I saw him after he shot him, he ran across the street this way.
I want to bring in retired ATF special agent in charge, Jim Kavanagh, who's also an MSNBC contributor. Jim, give me your reaction to what we heard from that witness. How would police follow up on that?
Well, I think their biggest lead here is going to be the cameras that are all over Manhattan to try to pick the killer up on a bicycle as he, leaves the scene. And if they can track that back, I'm sure they're doing that right now in their command post, but that's what they've got to do, and then try to pick him up and see if they can take him somewhere, to a vehicle, to a house or a taxi or somewhere.
Are you surprised that this person was able to get away, given just how high security is and given the amount of people, how busy this area is?
Well, not knowing Manhattan, and I do know Manhattan, I've been there many, many, many times, and you know it as well. And there's so many people, and if you can do it quietly, there were some reports there was a silencer used, and it was 6:45 in the morning. So, it's quiet. If you're across the street, you're not looking at it, you could walk right by. If he escapes on a bicycle, yes, I can see him getting away.
Would this have to be somebody who has training in firearm use? Would they have to be like an expert marksman in order to pull this off, do you think? Or could it have been somebody who's just like really close in proximity?
Yeah, I think it's someone, Anna, who's really close. The silencer, the pistol. It'll be interesting to see how far the shooter was away from the victim. There are reports of multiple shots fired. So the major lead category should be that it's a targeted attack. But I would leave the caveat here that when you have random killers, random shooters, or even bombers, the first murder that they do always looks like a targeted attack. So we don't know for sure that he was after, the CEO of United Healthcare here. Maybe he was. That should be the major lead category with all the motives that involves in his personal life and his business life and so forth. But we also don't know that this could be a person who did a random killing and plans to do more. We just don't know right now, so we can't rule that out. So if you're the commander, make sure you keep an open mind.
Yeah, so many unanswered questions at this hour, and we're expecting a briefing at 11:30, we're now told. NBC's Sam Brock has made his way to the scene. Let's check in. Sam, what is the latest? What are you seeing there?
Sure, Anna. So we're on 54th Street right now between 6th and 7th Avenue. The Hilton Hotel is to my right. As you look over my shoulder right now, you'll see a crime scene unit van there and a crush of police officers and detectives on the other side of the van. May be hard to see from this vantage point. They keep going in and out of what appears to be the parking structure or entrance to the Hilton Hotel. But right now, we are waiting for an update from NYPD at 11:30. So in roughly an hour or so, the police commissioner is expected to provide an update on what they have termed as a homicide in the Midtown North precinct here. Police so far, Anna, have not actually identified the 50-year-old victim. They've just said that it was a man who was shot this morning around 6:45, what appears to be in the middle of the street or right next to it, outside of this hotel. But sources familiar with the matter tell CNBC it is Brian Thompson, the 50-year-old CEO of United Healthcare. He runs the insurance unit for United Group, which is one of the largest private companies in the entire country with revenues of $370 billion. We're talking about a major company, Anna. And as far as other details that CNBC has procured, again, we haven't gotten this directly from police just yet, but they say that it was targeted and that the shooter used a silencer this morning when he fired. Here's what we know right now about the person they are still looking for at this hour. It was a white man wearing a black hoodie, black sweats, black shoes with white trim, and a gray backpack. There was initially some conversation from police about the fact he might have been wearing a cream-colored coat, but it appears, having seen some of the images, portraying the suspect is that it was actually a gray backpack, not a coat. As they're pursuing him right now, we have no information at this hour as to where the suspect might be, just that it's a 50-year-old victim who CNBC has confirmed to be this 50-year-old CEO here for a conference, actually. It was Investor Day for United Health Group, and there is an audio recording of someone coming out and telling those in attendance, not specifying a shooting, but saying there was a medical incident and they were canceling the conference. And now here we are in Midtown Manhattan, one of the busiest parts of the city, on a day when obviously there's a lot of tourists in town for the tree lighting at 30 Rockefeller Center, and there is a murder investigation and a manhunt that's going on at this hour. And again, you don't see a ton of activity over my shoulder, but there has been folks going in and out of the building here as we're trying to piece together where this person might be and the details of how Brian Thompson was shot. But CNBC confirming that it was, in fact, Thompson who died earlier this morning.